She-Hulk, Alternate Origin. By Channeleven. Remember when you were a kid? Remember how you wanted to be like your favorite superhero? You probably did. You probably dressed up in tights or body armor or something like that? Well, what if there was a superhero who only wore tattered clothes and walked around partially naked? I'm that kind of hero. I was a very bright kid back then. While most of my peers spent most of their time reading the latest comic book stories, I've read my textbook. While most of the girls I've met desperately wanted to be with the guys and let their hair out, I was desperate to not spend time with anyone. I've mostly read my books alone and I've kept my hair in a bun for most of my life. It may sound like I made a lame future, but hold that thought. When I graduated, I became one of the most brilliant female scientists out there. I've experimented with gamma radiation in an attempt to find out how to help heal the human body. Now, I know what you're thinking: how did I become a superhero? A few years after I became a scientist, I've contracted a heart disease that'd kill me within a few months. I couldn't let that happen since I still had so much to contribute. So, I did something drastic. I turned to gamma. The following day, I went to the lab in a much different uniform. I'd usually wear a blue button-down shirt, a black skirt, black high heels and a white lab coat, but now I was barefoot and wearing a purple and white belly top and shorts. The shirt was purple below, it had a white neck and was sleeveless and the bottom section was all purple with white stripes. This was also the first time I ever let my hair down. I was among many of my colleagues. Some were looking at me with honor, while others were snickering for some reason. I didn't know at the time how big my butt looked in those shorts. I entered this chamber to begin my experiment. It was a chrome-colored room that looked similar to a sauna, only difference is that there was a glass chamber with a chair inside. I entered the chamber and I sat in the chair. There were these holes next to the chair. The purpose of the experiment was to introduce gamma to my bloodstream in an attempt to curb my heart condition. I placed my hands in the holes, my legs were cuffed to the chair and I waited for the experiment to begin. I was staring off into space and I was tapping my feet. I then felt a pinch in my wrists. The experiment had started. I didn't notice much in the first few seconds of the experiment. That is, until I saw my veins were changing. They were starting to fill up with gamma radiation. But that wasn't the only thing changing. I felt a large flash explode in my mind and my life changed forever. I felt my mind emptying. My memories were starting to fade, my college education, my scientific achievements, my sanity. My eyes were starting to glow green and I covered my face to hide it. Things only got worse. I felt my body growing and gaining muscle mass. My hair started to grow too. My clothes dug deeply into the ridges in my muscles. Even my shorts dug into my butt crack. The strangest thing about it was that I was starting to turn green, and I enjoyed the change. Upon the finish of my transformation, I became a green monster with green hair. I destroyed the machine and gamma radiation started to pour in the chamber. I broke out, I scared away my colleagues and I destroyed many years of progress. And that's my story. I consider myself a hero since I plan to show that even a savage beast can be helpful. If you can find me, don't make me angry.